What's going on, everybody? Super Saiyan Paul here, back at it again. Today we got some major Dragon Ball Super news, as well as information going further and beyond of Dragon Ball Super episode 130 and 131. The Dragon Ball Super movie is confirmed to come out this year on December 14th, and we're going to be diving into some of the contents that it's going to be discussing, as well as the long-awaited opponent. Now, real quick, guys, we're going to be going over some spoilers of Dragon Ball Super episode 130, 131, and into the movie. So if you guys do not want to be spoiled, make sure you guys click off of the video right now. This way you guys don't get ruined as to what's going to be happening. If you guys are going to be sticking around, smash that like button for me, subscribe, as well as turn on notifications because we're about to delve deep into this. So with that being said, Dragon Ball Super, the movie, this time around, if you guys haven't seen it, it's going to be a definitive Dragon Ball Super movie. The past two that we got, Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, were technically Dragon Ball Z movies because they came out before Dragon Ball Super had even aired yet. And yes, they were covered in Super, however, it was mainly Dragon Ball Z and bridging Dragon Ball Z into Super in a segue, which they recapped in the first two arcs of Dragon Ball Super. So it's either way with those. Now, the really cool thing about this is that it's coming out on December 14, 2018. I was going to say Dragon Ball 14th. It's coming out on December 14, 2018, and it's interesting because it's going to be continuing right off of where the Tournament of Power ends. And here's the summary of it so far, or the comments that we got from Akira Toriyama himself. Link will be in the description. It says, the Dragon Ball Super movie this time around will be the next story that takes place after the Tournament of Power. And it has to do with Frieza and the Saiyans. Now, it also has to do with the long-awaited formidable opponent. A very enjoyable story, he calls it, and things of this nature. So he's been spending all of his time right now working on this movie. He's been drawing for it as well, so he's canonized this story, and it's gonna be interesting to see because things that we speculated before was that yes, we were gonna get a Planet Sadala arc. However, this movie's gonna have the most Saiyans ever. Not only is it gonna have the most Saiyans ever, Frieza's in it. Frieza and the Saiyans are in it, and that means that Frieza survives the Tournament of Power, because if he's still going to be in it, that means his time is up in terms of him being resurrected and all these things. So it's going to be like, wow, they actually managed to keep Frieza in the story, which is really interesting to see who the long-awaited opponent is, because we thought Yamoshi was going to be mentioned. Jine's not mentioned at all either. In terms of like other people, it's really vague on the information, besides it's going to have the most Saiyans ever, which would most likely be Universe 6, and on top of that, combine the fact that we were supposed to get a Planet Sadala arc, which would make sense because this was taking place right after the Tournament of Power. They probably turned the arc into the movie where Universe 6 has gotten resurrected, and they're putting all of these characters in here. It makes the most sense. But this long-awaited formidable opponent, who do you guys think it is in the comment section below? Frieza could definitely be it, because he's still around after the Tournament of Power has been like done and over with. And the reason why I'd say Frieza is not necessarily the #1 candidate, even though he's been name dropped here. Yes, he could easily be the long-awaited formidable opponent, but I don't necessarily think they're gonna waste another huge movie just on Frieza. They already did Resurrection F. We already saw him in the tournament. They did the arc again in the show. I think that Frieza is probably either just gonna be like one of the plot devices in this story or what, but for some reason it could be like, these are just speculation and guesses here. It could be Jiren, it could be Yamoshi, it could be Jine, it could be some other Saiyan threat, but for some reason, long-awaited formidable opponent, that could even be Vegeta. The person that I say kind of fits this the most at this point in time, without any other context, for me at least, my guess, I feel like it has to be Beerus, because since the beginning of Super, he's been there. He's been challenging Goku, and I think this would be the movie where they would be able to set it up that Ultra Instinct is stronger than Beerus, or if Beerus can match up to Ultra Instinct. The reason why I'm connecting him with Frieza and the Saiyans is because who originally ordered the death of all the Saiyans? It wasn't just Frieza destroying it on his own, it was Beerus. Go back to the first original movies, and Beerus being the one to initiate that order. It was on Beerus' hands that all the Saiyans died. So for some reason, I have a feeling that Beerus could be the long-awaited formidable opponent, because out of everyone, he actually fits the case, because everybody's been waiting for Frieza, for Beerus to get that fight with Goku to finally kind of wrap up what Dragon Ball Super has been about since the very beginning. It was about Goku ascending to the power level of gods, which I think he's already achieved because he's way further and beyond Toppo, who was God of Destruction level, and they have to give us a definitive beatdown of Beerus. I have a feeling it might be Beerus. Who do you guys think? Do you guys think they're going to be introducing a new character? If they're introducing the new origins of the Saiyans, I have a feeling we might see Yamoshi or Frieza tyrannizing some people, then bringing it back to the future here, because that's what they initially. I told you guys they have to put Goku and Vegeta on the poster, and this caption from Akira Toriyama's comments basically confirms it. It's not just going to be a flashback in the past. We're going to have a present story, and it has to have Frieza and the Saiyans, because it's our modern day Saiyans. You have to have Goku and Vegeta on the poster, but one of the concept arcs also show Goku with his power pole, which is really interesting to see here, because with him and his power pole, that's either just a design just to hype up the movie, or he might be using it again, which would be really interesting to see. How does that come in play? I'm not necessarily sure, but with them delving into the past of the Saiyans, it would be pretty cool to see that make a return, because not only does it connect Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, as well as Dragon Ball, it's just going to connect everything and hopefully lead us into a new series, because we all know if this movie blows up, if this movie breaks records yet again, because with every movie they're going to break records, which I think this one most likely will, with how hungry we are going to be for content, it's just gonna be necessary for them to launch a new series because of how much profit they're gonna rake in, and they know this. This is why I think them ending Super right here makes this movie twice as hype, for them especially, because everyone's gonna want more Super, and I'm pretty sure regardless of the haters, there's still such a huge fan base that's gonna miss it after all of this time. I mean, just think about Saturday's upcoming now when there's no Super to be waiting for. It's gonna be really, really sad. So a lot of us are going to check out the movie, a lot of us going to break records, but for some reason, I think my guess would be a long-awaited formidable opponent would be Beerus. The reason why is because it just makes sense compared to everything in here, and plus they never use that plot line of him being the one to send the order against the Saiyans. So for me, right now, at this point in time, without any context, without any real details of what's going on here, I would say Beerus. Some people will still say Frieza. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Comment down below with who you guys think is the formidable opponent. Is it Jiren? Is it Frieza? Is it Yamoshi? Is it Jine? Is it Bardock? Who do you guys think it is? I still say Beerus right now is my best bet, or is it even Vegeta? I'm not necessarily sure, because I wouldn't say Vegeta, because even though it's a formidable opponent for Goku, and maybe he might ascend into Ultra Instinct at some point in time, it's still the Saiyans, and I still see Goku and Vegeta working together as a team rather than separating them. Do I want another Goku versus Vegeta fight? Hell yes, I wish I could, but for some reason something's telling me to not let them use it, even though in movie form that would be great. It's just something about that Majin Vegeta versus Goku fight that I don't think they'll ever be able to top at this point in time. I think if they make another series, maybe wait till the end of that one, because they still have to build up way more, and it's not necessarily like the build-up's there for them anyway. I think the build-up there for more than anyone else is either right now at this point in time of the show for Dragon Ball Super episode 130 and 131, mainly being Beerus or Jiren. That's who I think the build-up is there for, and especially with 130 being like the climactic fight with Jiren defeating Goku, well, not defeating Goku, but like pushing Goku to his limits, and then 131 he defeats Goku. That still leaves it open-ended, because majority of the fighters in Dragon Ball Super's arcs have defeated Goku, and Beerus defeated him. Frieza technically defeated him, but they reversed that because of the power of plot, convenience, and gods. Then Goku Black defeated Goku technically, and then Trunks had to save that one. And now in the Tournament of Power, Goku's getting defeated again. But I think every other villain has been wrapped up other than these Dragon Ball Super ones, and not all of them are villains, but I'm just calling them that. And Beerus, more than anyone, seems like he fits the criteria to match up with everything that we've seen thus far. So tell me why you guys think your characters, if you guys selected them already, in the comments. I'm really interested in this movie. By the way, guys, if you guys want to check out more information, check out the link in the description. It's going to be there at the very bottom. Also, it's coming out December 14th, 2018. Just a reminder. And we also know that Frieza's gonna win the tournament, so he could get the wish and launch the show into something that we've never seen before and get whatever he wants. So if you guys think that Frieza's gonna be the bad guy, tell me what you guys think he's gonna do in episode 131 that will launch it into this and segue it into this movie, because it's gonna be really interesting to see that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Smash that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. We'll be keeping you guys up to date on all the Dragon Ball Super news, information, updates. Until then, take care. Peace.